Hello, YouTube. Well, today's video is going to be a little bit controversial. So, yeah, if you don't want to watch, then you can click off. But don't put in the comments anything rude. I don't want any... Well, you can have discussions in the comments, but don't put anything that is offensive. Right. As you probably saw by the title, you know, the topic we're talking about is why society is now so obsessed about classism. Like lower class, middle class, upper class ranking in society. Where social security, people who get like social security payments and all that are classified as a lower class citizen and are treated like dirt by people who are in like the working class, which would be the middle class. And you've got like high society, like the millionaires and the people who have made it rich and all that sort of stuff. And like the upper class people who are given like handouts from their parents for like millions of dollars from their parents, and their parents were rich and they inherited everything they had and all that. And were given a job from day dot when they were born. While social security people are people that are on like disability pensions, age pensions, looking for work and getting social security payments and stuff like that. While working classes, you probably know, are the people who are out there working. Every day, just to make a living. I've noticed something. The working class against high society millionaires who make it big just by being born, like, into a family of wealth. And also against the government, which are also high society members. But then they look down upon the people in the lower class, which are like social security benefits, people who have social security payments and all that sort of stuff. And trying not to be so controversial, but they go about it in a sense where they treat them like they're scum because they don't pay tax. And it's like they're just trying to make it through life as well, the best they can. Now, this is where it gets a little bit personal, but I'm not going to give out too many details. I get a disability pension, which includes, for me, an energy supplement. Education pension supplement, rental assistance, and I believe no, there isn't. Through Social Security. Now, while I was living in Perth, just put it down, I was having to pay, because my father took over most of my bills, like my life insurance, my stuff like that, like my car insurance and all that, because I don't earn enough money to be able to do that with my disability pension, let alone pay for rent, food, rent, food, electricity, petrol, internet, my phone, on all that while living in Perth. So I was not earning enough. And after all my bills per month, because I do have some extra subscriptions, which are like only about $100 a month on top of all the other bills. And I know I could have let the subscriptions go, but I couldn't, because I needed those subscriptions for a lot of things. And basically I was left with $100 per week. Now, my payments were fortnightly, and I was left with about $100 per week. And that was after rent, internet, phone, petrol, and all that sort of stuff was taken out. What was left was food. I left the food to last, because I know that I could spend what I had left on the food. I did not spend money before anything, for any of the bills that I needed to pay came out on anything else. Firstly, everything that came out was my rent. So I had a roof over my head. And then I had food left and all that sort of stuff. And all the other bills and food and all that, while living on my own. And the only times I ever needed money was basically for food. I only asked my father for money for food when I absolutely needed it. This was also while running the YouTube channel, which I'll get into in a second. Let me just write that down. While working on my YouTube channel, which required me to go out and spend money and put money into the YouTube channel. I went out and lived on my own, and I had so much difficulty doing it. I could manage financially, but I had difficulty financially as well. With my disability pension and all the payments I get with it, it strictly limits what I can afford to get as a property. $300 per week or less is the amount I can get for a unit or for a rental. In Australia, that leaves me with the options of a one-down shack, a one-down cottage, or a unit where you don't know your neighbours and you could get into fights, which I did with my neighbour because he was a fuckwit. The crazy cat guy. And this basically, I can't handle a unit. So basically, I literally went to Cairns to look for fucking property 2 weeks ago. That property I looked at was a fucking run-down cottage. Oh yeah, and I get rental assistance. Yeah, I already said that, so just thinking of something. But it was a one-down fucking cottage. And that limits me. Because I don't want something that's, well, I guess I could. But if it's one down to the point where it needs a lot of work to be back up to standards where I could purchase the property, like rent the property I should say, then it's not worth renting. And I did look at buying a property in Townsville, but in order to do that I need to be off my disability pension with a job because they wouldn't let me get a loan out on my disability pension. And technically, because of my disabilities, social anxiety from Asperger's, and basically a bleeding disorder, a thing where I can't go out in the sun for basically long periods, and also my depression, toppled that with some other stuff I have as well, I basically can't get a job because, I mean, I know I could go out and be like, yeah, I get a job, but who's to say that I'll keep my job? Who's to say that I won't be fired within a week? Who's to say I'll even be accepted a job because of my disabilities? Who's to say anything? And for people, basically, that's why I'm focusing on my YouTube channel and my university studies as my main form of my main form of income, my main form of stuff. My YouTube channel is like a job to me, something that I really enjoy doing, and I turned it into a job, or focusing on it like a job. My university studies, so that once I finish university, which I've been failing on my classes since 2017, with a few exceptions, then I will be going on and seeing what I can do with my future and everything that goes on afterwards. And then decide whether, hey, I'm going to go get a job in the IT industry, which is overflowing with people at the moment. Or I could focus on my YouTube career, get more subscribers, and become popular and make money from it in this very uncertain time. Please subscribe. But other than that, society is society. And yeah. I basically wouldn't, on my disability pension, if my father passed away and I was left with the bills that I have for my life insurance, medical expenses, Medicare, which you all know, it's like a subsidy scheme. Life insurance and all my insurances that I have, and car insurance and all that, then I'd be basically dead. Dead flat broke. Now you imagine someone earning $580 per week and I have to do all, well, for instance, I'm just pulling up a random figure. I earn close to 1,100 per fortnight. But you imagine someone earning about 500 per fortnight in social security payments, having to afford to go out and get food, rent, electricity, and pay all their insurances, internet, phone, and all these bills that just keep popping up and up and up and up. Oh, excuse me. You wouldn't be able to manage, and that's the fact where brings me back to the point that society is obsessed about classism, because the working class see that they're paying out tax, that the working class pay tax, right? And so they pay tax, and then that tax is, depending upon where you are living in the world, this is for Australia, part of your taxes go towards welfare and social security payments, which then goes into the back to people on social security payments. And so they're saying, oh, but you're using my tax money to be going out and buying luxuries like a coffee or a video game or such and such and such. Instead of getting a job, which is what I have, when the unemployment rate in Australia is so high that it's basically, well, I want to get a job. I honestly do want to get a job. But once I lose my disability pension and the extra benefits, excuse me, when I get a job, because I have $1,000 working credit. If I earn more than $1,000 per year, I believe it is, then my disability pension goes. And if I lose the job, I can't get back on the disability pension because they're not allowing people to get on it anymore, because it's very hard to get on. Once I've proven that I can get a job, then whoop-de-doo, I'm off the disability pension completely. And then if I move out on my own or my father passes away and I don't have a job, whoop-de-doo, look at me, I'm gonna be dead with no money for food. So you think about that before you jump on people's throats or jump on people in society who are getting social security payments or in a lower class citizen. And then there's people in the working class, just bringing us back up, that say, get a job. But where is these jobs coming from that you want people to get? Where? I would literally go to EB. I'm not fucking kidding. I'd literally go to fucking EB Games and apply for a Christmas/holiday position if I knew that I could handle it. I cannot handle it with my disabilities. So, yeah. But I want to get a job working at EB. Because I know a lot about games, and I could potentially become a manager there with my knowledge. But because of my disabilities, it's limiting me when going out and doing that. And who's to say, oh, I'll go and get a job, get the job, and then within a month or two, get fired because of some fucking reason. Or I don't get fired and they just reject me altogether, and Centrelink gets a whiff of that, and I lose. And so the Australian Social Security Agency, which is Centrelink, get a whiff of it, and I lose all my disability pension, all my payments. And then I am back to square one with no money. So there goes my car. There goes my YouTube career. There goes my quality of life. And there go every single thing would be going down the drain. And you wonder why I don't go and apply for a job at the moment. This is why I'm working on my YouTube channel and focusing on my university degree so that I can have an edge against other competitors when I do decide to go out and get a fucking job. Now, the reason I'm focusing on the YouTube side of things for as a job, because it takes a lot of time out of my day, like a lot of time, a lot of energy. There's another thing as well, but basically it's taken a lot of my time and energy to do YouTube channels. To run my YouTube channel. So I put a lot of effort into running my YouTube channel behind the scenes that no one else would know about. And running a YouTube channel is a job in itself. It is literally a job in itself. But oh yeah, I'm not earning money from it. Oh yeah, I've only got about almost 300 subs on this channel. But oh yeah, I need 700 more subs to get payment started on YouTube. And oh yeah, I need 99,700 subs to get the first YouTube play button to make an actual career out of it. But if you don't put the effort, the time, or the energy into it, that I do, you're basically not going to get anywhere. And a lot of people do put the time and energy into it. But I'm also having to focus on my 24/7 university studies, which is once a week, or twice a week, sorry, doing a university live chat. Doing a live chat with the class. Then doing shoots, then attending a lecture online, then also coming up with assignments and tutorials and all of this. On top of focusing on my YouTube career, it is a lot. So adding a job onto that, an actual paying job onto that, do you think I'd manage? Fucking no. But then again, I should just get a job. Really, I should just go and get a job. And then I'll have to pay taxes and pay back my help debt with the university. On my disability pension, I don't get taxed, which is not a reason to be on it, but it is a reason to be on it while I'm at university, so I don't pay back my debt with the classes that I'm failing. And I have until 2025 to finish my degree. But until then, technically I should not get a job, or else part of my income will be put onto my help loan, my university debt with the government. Thing is, Social Security payments are not taxable. I've never had to pay tax. And now watch it. Now that I said that, I'm going to be taxed. But I've never had to. And the fact is, I've been on this disability pension since 2014. So, yeah. And plus, because I'm disabled, where the fuck am I going to get time for if I need to go to doctors because of any of my disabilities, or therapists for my depression and all this sort of stuff, Where the fuck am I gonna get the time out of a job to go and do that? Huh? I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. People in society need to show a bit more excuse me. People in society need to show a bit more empathy towards people doing it absolutely tough. If they've been through it, they need to show a bit more empathy. And they also need to show empathy for people who are doing it tough, trying to look for jobs, but can't, or can't get a job because of disabilities and stuff like that. And yes, I am a very high, what was it? Yeah, a very high intellect person on Asperger's who's independent. Who's literally independent. And yes, I could go for a job. But, as I said, basically can't. It's not that I don't want to, it's that my disabilities basically prohibit me. And I absolutely do want to go get a job. But you try looking for a job that isn't asking you for 5 years worth of experience before applying. That isn't retail or in the fast food industry. Go ahead. They're the ones that make the money that people can survive on. Because all entry-level fields or jobs basically ask you for a little bit of experience. Where the fuck are you going to get that experience at an entry-level job before you enter the field? There you go. So, yeah. That was kind of a controversial video that I was a bit against doing, but I feel like I should do it because I do use YouTube as a kind of like therapy in a sense, where I can talk about anything and everything I want to, or anything that's bothering me. So yeah, I mean, may as well, no issues for it. But yeah, I guess I'll see you all in my next video, which, I don't know what it will be. But, yeah. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!